Is the senator aware of the fact that that code of judicial conduct that applies to all federal judges was actually promulgated in 1919?
Yes, sir. I understand that's the case.
And I'm trying to reconcile the chairman's statement that this code of judicial conduct that applies to the Supreme Court specifically, that was issued on November the 13th, that was the first time that members of the Supreme Court were subject to a code of judicial conduct. Isn't it the fact that the code of judicial conduct that applied to all federal judges applied to them as well?
Yes, sir.
And one of those, how can a litigant, a citizen accused of a crime, somebody who goes to court to seek vindication for a wrong done to them, how can they have any confidence whatsoever in a judge that won't tell the truth?
They can't. And shame on us for allowing someone like that to get on the federal bench.
Now, we've talked a little bit about judicial independence here. I think I agree with those people over time, over the last 230 years or so, who've said that the independence of the judiciary in the United States is a single most distinguishing feature of our form of government. Because ultimately, people are going to be held accountable, and not for political reasons, not because of their unpopular point of view, but because a judge in some court, perhaps with an appeal to an intermediate court and maybe the Supreme Court, has said, you were wrong and the other side was right. But we also said that these judges should be independent of politics. That's why they get lifetime appointments. That's why the Constitution says their salary cannot be diminished while they serve in office.
Today I'm diving into a heated discussion from Capitol Hill involving Senator John Kennedy and judicial nominee Sarah Russell. This is a story packed with controversy, serious questions about judicial integrity, and plenty of debate. Let's get into it.
So what recourse does a litigant, a citizen accused of a crime, or the prosecutor who's representing the state or perhaps the United States, what recourse do they have against somebody who's confirmed as a federal judge who won't tell the truth?
It's a mystery to me, and we're creating a real problem here, in my opinion, Senator, and a real problem for the efficient operation of our court. I mean, if I'm a criminal defendant or a criminal defense attorney, I'm going to do everything I can to try to get this lady as my judge. And if I'm a prosecutor, I'm going to try to avoid her, and I think this letter may very well be grounds for appeal in every single solitary case. I mean, she says it here, big as Dallas. I don't believe in putting people in jail if they're part of this particular group that she deems virtuous. Now, if you're not in her group of people that she deems underprivileged and virtuous, you're really at risk, apparently. But if you can fit yourself into, if you can somehow become black, brown, indigenous, an immigrant, people with mental illness, people with disabilities, people in the LGBTQ plus community, people who use drugs, if you can convince the judge that you have been engaged in sex work and street economies, or you are homeless or poor, then she thinks you should not be in jail.
I've heard it said that the single most powerful public official in the United States is a individual federal judge. Have you heard that?
Yes, sir. I think that's...
And what recourse does Congress have to a federal judge who blatantly disregards their obligations under the law? do we have the authority to force them to recuse or disqualify them? Isn't it fact that given the constitutional independence of the judiciary, the sole recourse that Congress has, I'm not talking about the litigants, that Congress would have would be to impeach, for the House to impeach and the Senate to convict them in a court of impeachment. Isn't that right?
That is correct, and that's why I've always been so proud to sit on this committee, because our job is to stop people from getting on the bench who are whack jobs.
Kennedy suggested that these kinds of actions could erode public confidence in the entire judicial system. A judge's role is too important for any margin of error or perceived bias. Kennedy reminded us that Congress's only recourse for a federal judge who disregards their duties is impeachment, a lengthy and rare process. He framed it as a matter of protecting the integrity of the judiciary for future generations. If you think these decisions shape the future of justice in America, don't forget to give this video a like and share it with your friends. So, there you have it, the key points from this heated debate about judicial nominee Sarah Russell. This isn't just about one letter or one nominee, it's about the broader implications for justice and the rule of law. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join the community for more insightful videos like this. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think about this controversy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.